Okay, Lord, please give us a lesson out of Leviticus 5 today. Amen. Okay, so if a person sins in hearing the utterance of an oath and is a witness, whether he has seen or known of the matter, if he does not tell it, he bears guilt. So if you see something and you know, you're supposed to tell it, right? Or if a person touches anything unclean thing, whether it is the carcass of an unclean beast or the carcass of an unclean livestock or the carcass of an unclean creeping things, and he is aware of it, he also shall be unclean and guilty. So if you participate in this, right? Or if he touches human uncleanliness, whether uncleanliness with which a man may be defiled, and he is unaware of it, whether he realize it, then he shall be guilty. So he's basically saying you are responsible whether you know what's going on or not. If it's a sin, even if you don't know that it's a sin, you're still guilty, because that sin, it's just like if somebody tells a lie and they try to convince you of something. Well, the lie doesn't change the truth, just like unknowing doesn't change the sin. Or if a person swears, speaking thoughtlessly with his lips to do evil or to do good, whatever it is that a man may pronounce by an oath, and he is unaware of it when he realizes it, then he shall be made guilty in any of these matters. So regardless of if what you're saying with your lips, if you say it and it's evil, or if you're trying to do good but it was wrong for you and you didn't know it, like let's just say you believed some lie and so you were defending this lie and then you found out that it was a lie, the sin is not taken away. You're still guilty of defending this. And it shall be when he is guilty in all these matters that he shall confess that he has sinned in that thing. And he shall bring his trespass offering to the Lord for his sin which he has committed, a female from the flock, a lamb or a kid of the goats as a sin offering. So the priest shall make atonement for him concerning his sin. If he is not able to bring a lamb, then he shall bring to the Lord for his trespass which he has committed 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, one as a sin offering and the other one as a burnt offering. And he shall bring them to the priest, who shall offer that which is for the sin offering first, and wring off its head from its neck, but shall not divide it completely. Then he shall sprinkle some of the blood of the sin offering on the side of the altar, and the rest of the blood shall be drained out as a base of the altar. It is a sin of offering. And he shall offer the second as a burnt offering according to the prescribed manner. So the priest shall make atonement on his behalf for his sin which he has committed, and that shall be forgiven him. So when we make atonement for it, now we're not, killing animals today, but back then, these were the most valuable thing they had, the best of what they had to make their flocks better and better, right? To make them stronger and less diseased, right? So they offered the best of what they had. And today we're supposed to do that, make atonement when we do things wrong also, and do the best that we can, and to sacrifice things that are very important to us that make a difference in our lives. So instead of just giving to whoever, to say I sinned and I'm going to give, $100 to this charity. Well, first of all, make sure the charity is on the up and up, because even if you don't know that charity is not on the up and up, let's say that they're just taking the money and giving $5 and keeping $95. Even if you don't know it, you haven't made atonement. You have to make sure that what you're doing is correct. And so that's just like if you give to a church, but they're just squandering the money, right? And this money isn't actually going to help people. And I've said it before, there's not supposed to be people in the church that are struggling while the preacher is living lavish lifestyle. That is not the idea. Now, they will tell you that it is. Okay, so then it goes, but if he is not able to bring 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, then he who sinned shall bring for his offering 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour as a sin offering. He shall put no oil in it, nor shall he put frankincense on it, for it is a sin offering. Because flour also, remember, back then, they had to work hard to get flour. They were beating that wheat with that stone over and over to get that fine flour, right? It was a very special thing here. Then he shall bring it to the priest, and the priest shall take his handful of it as a memorial portion and burn it on the altar, according to the offerings made by the fire to the Lord. It is a sin offering. The priest shall make atonement for him for his sin that he has committed in any of these matters, and it shall be forgiven him. The rest shall be the priest as a grain offering. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, If a person commits a trespass and sins unintentionally in regard to the holy things of the Lord, then he shall bring to the Lord as his trespass offering a ram without blemish from the flocks, with your valuation in shekels of silver according to the shekel of the sanctuary as a trespass offering. And he shall make restitution for the harm that he has done in regard to the holy thing, and shall add 1/5 to it and give it to the priest. So the priest shall make atonement for him with the ram of the trespass offering, and it shall be forgiven him. If a person sins and commits any of these things which are forbidden to be done by the commandments of the Lord, though he does not know it, yet he is guilty and shall bear his iniquity. And he shall bring to the priest a ram without blemish from the flock, with your valuation as a trespass offering. So the priest shall make atonement for him regarding his ignorance in which he erred and did not know it, and it shall be forgiven him. It is a trespass offering. He has certainly trespassed against the Lord. So even if you did it unintentionally, that's why I say we sin very often without even knowing that we have sinned. We think we're doing right when we're doing wrong. We think what we're doing is correct, and then it starts weighing on our hearts and on our souls and on our spirits, right? And we start to realize that maybe what we're doing is not right, So it's really important to remember to listen to your spirit. Okay, let's go on to 6. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, If a person sins and commits a trespass against the Lord by lying to his neighbor about what was delivered to him for safekeeping, or about a pledge, or about a robbery, or if he has extorted from his neighbor, or if he has found what was lost and lies concerning it and swears falsely, in any one of these things that a man may do in which he sins, then it shall be, because he has sinned and is guilty, that he shall restore what he has stolen, or the thing which he has extorted, or what was delivered to him for safekeeping, or the lost thing which he found, or all that about which he has sworn falsely. He shall restore its full value, add 1/5 more to it, and give it to whomever it belongs on the day of his trespass offering. And he shall bring his trespass offering to the Lord, a ram without blemish from the flock, with your valuation as a trespass offering to the priest. So the priest shall make atonement for him before the Lord, and he shall be forgiven any one of these things that he may have done in which he trespasses. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Command Aaron and his sons, saying, This is the law of the burnt offering. The burnt offering shall be on the hearth upon the altar all night until morning, and the fire of the altar shall be kept burning on it. And the priest shall put on his linen garment, and his linen trousers he shall put on his body, and take up the ashes of the burnt offering which the fire has consumed on the altar, and he shall put them beside the altar. Then he shall take off his garments, put on other garments, and carry the ashes outside the camp to a clean place. And the fire of the altar shall be kept burning on it. It shall not be put out. And the priest shall burn wood on it every morning, and lay the burnt offering in order on it. And he shall burn it, that the fat of the peace offering. A fire shall always be burning on the altar. It shall never go out. This is the law of the grain offering. The sons of Aaron shall offer it on the altar before the Lord. He shall take from it his handful of fine flour of the grain offering with its oil, and all the frankincense which is on the grain offering, and shall burn it on the altar for a sweet aroma, as a memorial to the Lord. Which is that sweet burnt offering, it's just like the Spirit spreading out where everybody is smelling this, right? Right? It's this sweet aroma. It's just showing how the Spirit just flows out, right? And you can feel it, and it's sweet. It's kind. And the remainder of it Aaron and his son shall eat with unleavened bread, and it shall be eaten in a holy place in the court of the tabernacle of meeting. They shall eat it. It shall not be baked with leaven. I have given it as their portion of my offerings made by fire. It is most holy, like the sin offering and the trespass offering. All the males among the children of Aaron may eat it. It shall be a statute forever in your generations concerning the offerings made by fire to the Lord. Everyone who touches them must be holy. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, This is the offering of Aaron and his sons, which they shall offer to the Lord, beginning on the day when he is anointed, 1/10 of ephah of fine flour as a daily grain offering, half of it in the morning and half of it at night. It shall be made in a pan with oil. When it is mixed, you shall bring it in. The baked pieces of the grain offering you shall offer for a sweet aroma to the Lord. The priest from among his sons who is anointed in his place shall offer it. It is a statute forever to the Lord. It shall be wholly burned. For every grain offering for the priest shall be wholly burned. It shall not be eaten. Also the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and to his sons, saying, This is the law of the sin offering in the place where the burnt offering is killed. The sin offering shall be killed before the Lord. It is most holy. The priest who offers it for sin shall eat it. In a holy place it shall be eaten in the court of the tabernacle of meeting. Everyone who touches its flesh must be holy. And when its blood is sprinkled on any garment, you shall wash that on which it was sprinkled in a holy place. But the earthen vessel in which it is boiled shall be broken. And if it is boiled in a bronze pot, it shall be both scoured and rinsed in water. All the males among the priests may eat it. It is most holy, but no sin offering from which any of the blood is brought into the tabernacle of meeting to make atonement in the holy place shall be eaten. It shall be burned in the fire. Just like it reminds me, which we've all sinned, but it just reminds me of this guy when it says you will make atonement for your sin, to make atonement for your sin, but you're still going to face your iniquity, right? Well, a friend of mine was a thief. I didn't know he was a thief. He told me he was a thief at one time, and he stole from a lot of people in the town. Now, he did this before I knew him, and we were friends, and then he ended up telling me about it and how he did serve time in jail, and he went back and apologized to a lot of these people that he had stolen from, but they just could not stand him. So apparently it was a medium-sized town, so a lot of people knew who he was and what he did, and a lot of people didn't like him, and he had to live with it, right? Knowing what people thought of him and what people were saying when he was around or walked by or whatever. And even though he asked God for forgiveness and he did go and apologize, it was still very difficult for him, of course. And it doesn't mean these people didn't forgive him. It just means that he wasn't trustworthy anymore. And probably they were right, because I stopped hanging out with him because I was like, But then he was into pills too, which I found out. And he was buying pills and selling pills. So he was still, into that stuff, even though I guess maybe he was stealing, maybe he wasn't stealing. But the point is, you have to be naturally careful once you find something like that out. Like, yes, forgiven. But, yeah, people don't forget stuff like that. So, anyways, I'm going to end this lesson. I hope you have a nice day.